If your lifestyle is not designer, don't waste your
Shut
time.
the
Don't
hell
waste
up
your
and sit
time.
down
Don't waste our
somewhere.
time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look ridiculous. It's probably not real. If it is real, you probably went into debt to get it, and that's not even being
Yeah.
shady. That's
Yeah.
just how the
The
world works
reality of
now.
it.
People will go into
No, I
debt to
feel
get
you.
stuff
Yeah.
just to be, you know what I'm saying, in the mix and all that. And if you got to do all that to get it, just don't get it, bro. Like, you don't need it,
Don't.
and you're not wearing it right to begin with. So you actually look utterly ridiculous. So now you in
Look.
debt and look ridiculous. Hey, what's going on, man? And welcome to another edition of the Melly D's podcast, where we have honest conversations that every man needs but rarely gets to have. It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know, don't ask me. What's going on? We back in the building.
We back, man. What it do? What it do? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. Mr. Big Shot, a.k.a. I'm him, a.k.a. the Menace, no relation to Dennis. Let's get it.
What up, world? It's Dave. Dave has wings. I'm back in here. I'm doing my thing. Keep your mind elevated. Keep your feet on the ground. Subscribe to the pod. We're going to keep polishing that crown. What's up, fellas? What's
Yes,
up? What's up? What's
sir.
up?
What up? What up?
What it
What
do,
up?
though?
We back, man. We back. Early in the day on a Friday, getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Took time off, you know. Hey, we back. Another virtual one, but a good one. You know, we here. Hopefully y'all rocking with us still. Surprisingly, got a lot of good feedback on the last episode. A lot of people praised us for the transparency and just the honest conversation that we had last week. So for me, honestly, a little pleasantly surprised that we got that kind of, you know, response just because of how I was feeling going into recording or whatever. So yeah, for those that rock with us, man, appreciate y'all as always.
Nah, absolutely, man. People was on the line like, finally.
Yeah, I did.
For sure.
Finally. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
It's been long
They
enough.
cared what we was talking about. They were just glad that there was another episode.
Bro, I feel like we could have
Glad to
posted a
be back.
FaceTime,
Yeah.
a FaceTime recording or
Yeah.
something like that, and everybody would have been happy with it, man. Nah,
Yeah.
it's love. It's love. It's love. It's love. We appreciate that feedback, man. Appreciate y'all hitting us up.
For sure. What's going on, man? We back. How was the week? Let's catch up real quick, man. We got 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, man. Busy week, man. Week has been crazy busy. Work, life, all the things. But hey, you know, hopefully this weekend catch a breather and relax a little bit, recoup, and get back to it next week. But yeah, it's been a crazy busy week, just work, life, and all of that, man.
Yeah, man. Work, daycare, sleep, work, daycare, sleep, work, daycare, sleep, work, daycare, sleep. That's it. That's all
That's
it
what I
is,
feel like
bro.
the routine has been this week for sure, yo. It's
Yeah,
been like
bro.
work, sleep, repeat. Work, sleep, repeat. Like for real.
Yeah, man.
I feel like all my days are starting to run together. So people ask me how was the week. I'm like, hey, bro, one day at a time. I'm just glad I got through today. I'll worry about tomorrow when I get to tomorrow.
Hey, man, 100%. We're going to worry about today's bread, today's provision.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Crazy week. A lot of stuff going on this week, surprisingly, even on Mother's Day week. Everywhere. I feel like media's been crazy. Each day I've seen some ridiculous thing on social, whether in the morning or the evening. It's like, you know, stuff will last on social for like 2 or 3 days. You sit on it, but then this week it feel like each day has been something new to replace yesterday. So it's like Sunday for Mother's Day, which was interesting to me. The Kevin Hart roast. I know that's a popular topic right now. So I thought that was interesting. I took some time to watch that joint. I thought it was interesting that he waited for Mother's Day to do a personal roast for himself. which was wild.
Maybe that's when Netflix was like, that's when we can drop it. Like, we got other shows coming out.
Also, it was the Netflix. It was the Netflix as a joke festival. You know what I'm saying? That was the weekend that they picked for that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a part of that, a larger event for Netflix and their specific focus around comedy. So, you know. And also, it was on the heels of him finishing up that Funny AF tour.
Which was hilarious, by the way.
It was hilarious,
by the way.
It was good.
That straight.
Yeah.
And the I don't know if y'all saw the series, the joint that he was doing where they was trying to find the next comic. I don't know if y'all watched.
That's what Dave just referenced.
Well, he said the tour, but I don't know if I did. Come on, bro. I don't know if everyone knows.
Come on, man. Catch up. Get out the mustard, man. Get out the mustard.
Catch up. I watched the whole thing.
You ain't got to catch up, man. Get out the mustard.
The funny AF. The funny. There was another. He was doing Funny AF for himself too. It wasn't just finding the next comic. So that was like a branch of like everything. So that's why I said that. It was just like. But no, I watched the whole thing. I actually liked it. You know what's funny? every time I see Ron Taylor, I think of Dave. Like the delivery of the delivery of the comedy, like the mannerisms, the delivery of the comedy and stuff like that. I'm like,
I
that
got
feels
you.
like Dave jokes right there. Like I feel like Dave would be laughing. So every time I see Ron, I think of Dave, yo.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying, but I don't know, man. That fro,
I
not
don't
really my
feel
vibe.
what
I ain't
you
say nothing about
saying.
the fro. I ain't say nothing about the fro. I ain't say nothing about
but
the
I
fro.
don't feel you.
Right.
It was I ain't doing no more comparisons. Last time I did a comparison.
Hey, look, bro, and the thing is too, just in general, I feel like anybody with glasses or anything glasses related is gonna come up. That'd be the other
No, I
thing.
ain't even think about the glasses.
But cats can't let it go, bro. People be in the comments like, bro, them glasses, bro. I gotta watch the angle on these joints because people would be, they'll be a little too focused on the wrong things. It was one dude that was literally like, hey, bro, I hear what you're saying. The message is fire, but I feel like I can see straight to heaven with your glasses. Oh man, hey, bro,
wild times.
Wild times.
Yeah, it was definitely the roast was a hot topic. It was 3 hours long. I didn't sit through the whole 3 hours. It was just too much for me. I think if I would have watched it live, maybe I would have made it through. But since other people had already watched it, I just didn't sit there and take the time. And it was, to me, the only reason I did go back and watch, because I usually hate roasts, because I know that the comics on stage aren't really writing the jokes for the most part. They have writers in the back and they reading off the teleprompter. So I feel like it's whack. Like if you gonna roast, do your own material. I feel like that's another opportunity to do.
You don't think they do their own material?
Nah, they literally don't. Teleprompter. They got writers for that.
Yeah,
the joke may be on the teleprompter, but I submit my joke to the
non-comedian celebrities don't write theirs.
No, I don't.
Right.
Even
Okay,
the comedians.
I thought you meant everybody.
Yeah, like even the comedians will say, I didn't write this, or I didn't write these. They making me read these, or something like that. Like part of the agreement. But they do have writers for like the roast and
of
stuff.
Course,
you can tell because of how they set up.
Yeah.
It's like a production. So I don't really usually watch them because I'm like, well, most of the time the people that they have up there aren't even funny to me to begin with. But then if you ain't even gonna write your own roast, like what the hell are we doing? So
I feel like they used to write their own ones when they used to be real big on Comedy Central back in the day. I feel like those was more
when it was
like
organic,
like old school roast. Yeah, like old school roast when they had like the Shaq joints used to be for real. When Shaq used to put on the roast and used to have all the Def Comedy Jam comedians up there. Now they was really writing their own jokes. Roasting. So that part I used to watch. The craziest one I think I ever saw was when Doug Williams was doing his joint and Jamie Foxx.
This is your conscience.
Jamie Foxx, was pretending to be his conscience or whatever. I didn't see Doug on the stage after that until last year when we went on that cruise and he was doing comedy sets on the cruise, nigga.
For real, he was on the cruise. He was on the
cruise doing sets, bro. For real.
And you was in there cracking up. You was in there cracking up.
Oh, I was cracking up. I was geeked up because I couldn't believe it was him at first. He was telling the jokes. He was like, I'm Dougie Doug. And he was telling my tap street. I'm like, I know this comedian from somewhere. I know this dude from somewhere, right? And then realized it was Doug Williams, bro. Then after the show, he was hustling some little rubber bands. Yeah, like hustling rubber bands, talking about just give me what you have and this and that. I was like, bro, it's crazy, bro.
Hilarious. Yeah. That's funny. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta make ends meet, brother.
Facts. I mean, one of my favorite renditions of like roast comedy though was the All Def Roast Me. Them joints used to be hilarious. That felt like an old lunchroom. You can tell they just set up a camera and just start going. You know what I'm saying?
You're
like
right.
that. That's pure talent. Them cats in them early Kev on Stage days and Carlos Miller and Tahir and all them. Tony Baker, all them cats. That's like
they had to get on stage and actually put in that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that joint was funny. Yeah, them All Def digital videos used to have me weak.
And they was really going for it. What's my man's name? Boo Capone. All of them.
Oh,
cats.
Teddy
Craig, Ray. All of them.
Ray, R.I.P.
For sure.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing was Ron Taylor. Ron was on some of the All Def stuff. When they do like the silent classroom. I don't know if y'all ever watched that, but he was on some of that or whatnot. So to see him, his craft be developed and he actually won this. I thought he was a dark horse in the competition. I thought that the Indian guy, Usman or whatever his name is, I can't recall his name off top.
No, Osama.
Osama. Forgive me,
Osama.
Usman. Whoever is Usman out there, forgive me.
Hey,
but yeah, I
boy.
thought Osama was gonna win it, but I think he came on. I think he came on hot. But towards the end, like some of his approach, his sets were kind of watered down and expected. You know what I mean? So Ron, I mean, he pulled it off. Yeah, back to as far as the roast goes, it was just too many people. Number one, a lot of them, as y'all mentioned, were not comedians. I thought some parts of it was funny, but it was just kind of. And what I've also noticed too with the current roast, they have people who are considered, I guess, roasting comedians, and they're like on everybody's roast, regardless if they have a relationship with this person or whatever. So it does seem more so produced rather than organic.
Yeah, that joint was
100%.
Only reason I watched it was because I saw all the outrage from other people on social media, basically talking about how racist it was and how Kev was up there cooning, and I was like, man, let me see this joint for myself. I like with
so
the way.
Did you feel like he was cooning?
Bruh, there were definitely times where I feel like he was cooning up there, bruh. Like laughing. Like I know it's his roast. I know he got the relationship with Netflix and all that type of stuff. But at some point, bruh, it was just like, all right, now you can't laugh at everything. Like some of these were just not funny, bro. And it was like legit times where you could tell some of the comedians were uncomfortable saying the joke before it even came. They were just like, they telling me to say this is up there, blah blah blah. One of them even went as far as to say like, hey, they told me to get up here and just be racist. So that's what I'm about to do with these jokes and stuff like that. So it was just some of them were just like, I ain't gonna say unnecessary, but you could definitely tell it was like when someone feel like they got an opportunity to finally say something that they've been wanting to say. And we could put it into a roast and say like, this is all jokes and comedy. We here to laugh. That's how I felt watching the roast with some of them jokes. So there were definitely way more racial jokes from the white comedians than there were from the black ones. So that's just why I said I felt like at times he was just up there cooning.
Yeah. But some of their platforms are based upon those innuendos anyway. I mean, outside of like Chelsea Handler, she just has more of a raunchy style of comedy or whatnot. But like, what was it, Jeff Ross and some of those other guys, and that other guy that did the George Floyd joke. I mean, all his stuff is racially charged anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't expect anything less. I just wouldn't expect them to be on Kevin Hart's roast. That's more so my synopsis of it. But go ahead, Dave. You about to chime in.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that was part of the reason why we ended up like kind of was like, we good off this. Not necessarily cutting it off, but it was just kind of like, all right, like how much more of this is it gonna be? You know what I'm saying? And to the point of them not having a relationship with Kevin, I think part of it is that's what allows for good material to exist, is like you have that internal relationship. And it was even interesting about Regina Hall's set, and which I didn't know until I was actually watching Kev on stage and Angel talk about it. But they had mentioned that, she had a joke towards the end of her set where she was talking about what she did the whole thing of interpreting his mom or whatever. But at the end, she says like, they run trains you're running trains in heaven, because she was talking about her getting it in. But then she was like, not that heaven. And that joint didn't really land, but people didn't realize that that's also Kevin's daughter's name, because like they don't have that, people don't have that relationship. It was like, that's the real punchline. That if you knew, if people in the room actually knew him and knew like his family or whatever, like that one would be like a joint. Cause he kind of reacted to it a little bit where he was like, but like, but everybody else in the room was just kind of quiet. And it was just like, yo, that was a bar on top of a bar. Like she really kind of had like some real like double meaning and stuff hitting into her joint. So I mean, that's kind of, we kind of didn't get through most of it. We actually stopped watching it, and then I went and saw some of the commentary and stuff online, and then went back and kind of fast forwarded through a couple parts. I wanted to see like Cheryl Underwood's set. Obviously wanted to see
the best one of the whole roast.
Hey, between her and Cat Williams for me.
Yeah, by far the best. Cheryl Underwood was the best one of the whole roast.
Yeah. Seeing the Cat Williams pop out, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy his joint too, and seeing them, you know what I'm saying, bury the hatchet or whatever.
But also seasoned comedians, like even if they didn't know, even if they are, again, they're all comedians, but even if they didn't know Kevin Hart like intimately, they could still make jokes about him and it'd be funny from a roasting standpoint. It's kind of like that's the homie from a distance, and I can clown him, but you can't. Like that's how I felt about some of the people on stage, you know what I mean? But yeah. So, and Cheryl Underwood's always been underrated. Like she's been hilarious for years.
Nah, for years. Sure.
By far the best one of the whole roast. Yeah, Cat's definitely a strong second. I think all of us were surprised that he was part of the roast, but it was kind of dope to see them like make amends on stage in front of everybody. I would like to see, you know how comedians used to link up and do tours, kind of like R&B artists and stuff like that, like headline type stuff. I would like to see them to do some type of collaboration, whatever. I think that would be kind of hard.
That would
I
be
don't know if I would want to
huge.
see that show.
You don't
I
think
don't know if I
so?
would want to see that show.
No, I think that would
The
be hard,
spectrum
bro.
is just too different.
Two
as
different
far as
styles?
like, yeah, the styles of comedy and what you would be exposed to. Like, I just don't know how I would enjoy that particular show. Now, them doing something together, I think could be solid as far as like maybe bringing up some younger comedians or whatnot. But like seeing both of them do 2 separate sets the same night, same setting, I'm probably good off that.
For real? No, I think that'd be kind of hard.
Yeah,
that's 2 headliners. You wouldn't even have.
That.
You wouldn't even. You talk about a 3-hour show. That's 2 headliners right there. That's
right,
an hour.
You know what I mean?
That's an hour and a half minimum for both of them. So you're gonna be in that mug for at least 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? We try and get some opening acts going and stuff like that. That would. And it's definitely gonna be some It's got to be a stadium type vibe. You ain't gonna be able to do that nowhere else.
But you're a Kevin Hart fan though, Mel. Like you are truly like a Kevin Hart fan.
I'm just a fan of comedians. Like I like stand-up comedy. Like I've always just been a fan of stand-up comedy. So I just admire quality comedians. I like Kevin Hart's style of comedy. I think I've always leaned towards storytelling comedians. It's kind of the same reasons why I like Bernie Mac a lot. Same reason why I like Ali Sadiq. Storytelling comedians, like
his stories be too long though. Ali Sadiq's stories
but
be
they
hella
funny
long.
though. But you keep watching
that
them
just be mad long. You know? I be
but
like,
you keep
hey,
watching them because they funny though. You want to get to the punchline. You want quick hitting punchlines and stuff like in your comedy. So yeah, I like storytelling comedians. I like the comedians who are willing to push the line and kind of say what others are afraid to say, not from like a racial demeaning way, but the comedians that be saying the stuff that we thinking in our head that we just probably wouldn't say out, like, oh, I can't believe he said that out loud, like that. Them the type of comedians that I usually lean towards. But I think Kevin in the early stage, I view him kind of like I view music artists. Like that first debut album when they got that hunger, like that I'm trying to make it music. I feel like I like that better than when they dropped the sophomore album because it's like they feel like they made it. So then I feel like there's a drop off. That's how I feel about Kevin. Like them early stand ups, cackling nigga. But over time, I'm like, give me a movie because
it's a different. It's a different. I'm trying to make it. They were trying to make it at one point. Now they just trying to make it to keep it. I'm trying to make it in that way. Like I legit had that conversation this morning taking a youngin to school because she was talking about the Drake album or whatnot that just dropped or whatever. And I'm like, yo, Drake's first 2 solid. This mess can't get with. But again, it goes back to like you mentioned, artists with that hunger trying to make it. Now they are still trying to make it, but just in a different lane. But I do agree with you from a comedic standpoint. But I do like everybody that you have mentioned solid. But I also like the Country Waynes of the world, like those cats. I tell you one show that I went to, Cat was the headliner, but Mr. Cool, hilarious show. Like I was dying laughing. You know what I'm saying? I might have been a little, tips or whatever, but I was gone. Like it was I was so geeked up. It was to the point a lady sitting down the row, she was like, he geeked up, ain't he? I'm just going laughing at the So like, but those seasoned vets, you know what I'm saying? Seeing some of those seasoned vets that still got it, it's solid in that way.
Yeah, my first time, I went to an actual comedy club for the first time last year, back in November for our anniversary. We actually, spent some time in Greensboro. We dropped our baby girl off to the in-laws and then spent some time in Greensboro. Actually ended up going to the Comedy Zone in Greensboro, and we on a whim and just saw Takara Williams.
Yeah.
We honestly had no idea who she was at the time, and then looked her up, you know what I'm saying, before, like, we just watched a little bit of her stuff online and was like, okay, yeah, like this should be solid. And she had a really good show. It was actually a really, really good show. We enjoyed it. And I was like, yo, this is a fit this in on like a quarterly basis type of situation, or being more mindful of who's coming to town, because that's the thing about comedians. It ain't really like music concerts. It's people that are slip in and out of town for different things all the time, especially when
you don't even know they came until after they left.
Yeah, especially when we talk about like your like B tier or your like internet people and stuff like that. They'll slip into Charlotte, go to the Comedy Zone out at the Music Factory, and have like two nights,
shows,
you know what I'm
and be
saying,
out.
and then be gone.
Mojo Brooks came to Charlotte not too long ago, and I didn't even know he came until he was gone.
Bro, I just really found out who he was recently. Came across the TikTok timeline, boy. His crowd work be having me weak. That is a fool, bro.
Yeah. Nah, Mojo funny because he was on the tour with Mike Epps and all of them. Mojo is funny. Marlon hilarious. He was out there Charlotte a while ago. Marlon Wayans hilarious. Who else?
You know who I really want to see live?
Like I said,
I think they're gonna be real funny in person. Tony Baker. I haven't been to a Tony Baker show, but I feel like Tony is gonna be crazy in person, bro.
Legit. Hey, yo, you go enjoy that, yo.
I think Tony is funny, bro. I know a lot of people don't find Tony Baker funny, but I think Tony Baker is funny, bro. I just, for some reason, I feel like he would be amazing in person, bro.
Early days,
yo.
When he first burst on the scene and like his videos and all that, his voiceovers and stuff like that, like I feel like I thought he was funny. As he started to kind of do some other things, like I don't know, his style just kind of got stale to me. Like just the delivery of it all. It's like we kind of know what to expect here. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And like it didn't really like stick with me. So I don't know if I could. It would be interesting to see an hour. I would go see it. You know what I'm saying? But I would be going in with like a very low expectation. And maybe I would. Hopefully, I would be surprised.
Experienced it. I think y'all both would enjoy it. Like for real. Like he hilarious. Like geeked up for real. And I won't fade it. I'm geeked up.
Yeah, I mean he's got some memorable bits. Like his joint about the joint that I use that circulates online every so often about talking about TGIF and how they all had the same theme song.
Oh,
talking about how dry the dude's voice was and all that. Like so he got some stuff in there that I know is probably funny.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just I don't be tapped in as much. And I think also too him his work with Kev and their podcasts and stuff like that, and their countdowns and stuff, it hasn't been appealing to me. So I'm like, I think that's kind of like put like a little bit of like a negative light on it too, in terms of like a stand-up perspective.
When they do like top 5, top 10 such and such, like that kind of thing. Yeah,
like that stuff isn't as entertaining.
Plus, he really he's not connected in certain parts of the world. You know what I mean? He'd be like top 5. I saw one the other week that was like top 5 point guards, and he was just naming names, and you know who he was talking about. It's like, yeah,
and that's
bro,
why
you
boys gotta play sports when they're young. You see what just happened just now? That's why boys gotta play sports, because we just judged Tony real quick because he didn't know a single point guard he could name in the top 5, bro.
Yeah, so Tony, if you got an issue, tap in.
I used to feel like that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I used to feel like that, and as soon as Miles started feeling like he didn't want to play sports, it put like a stain in my soul for real, because of how I view men. As a kid, I used to feel like if you didn't play sports, were you even really a boy? Like, were you even a man? That's how I used to feel. Like, this nigga don't play sports. I feel like I couldn't even talk to him, bro. Like, that's how I used to feel, because that's how important I felt like sports were, because it was like we was outside. So it was just like, if you weren't playing sports, then what were you? You know what I'm saying? What were you doing? Yeah, we played video games, but we did outside too. Like, we played sports and we played Madden. We didn't just play games and didn't go outside. So then as soon as he started talking about like not playing sports, I was like,
yeah, you
was like, you mean like zero sports?
Like zero?
None
like
at
zero?
all?
I'm calling all of them, bro. You want the golf, soccer, baseball? What you want to do? It ain't got to be football, but something, bro. You got to do something, bro. Like something, just because of how I felt about it. And then I really sat down and thought of how many of the boys actually weren't playing sports back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really pay attention to it because I was always doing it. I didn't realize how many. I just didn't realize how many. Yeah, like I didn't realize how many boys just were not playing sports. They were just spectating the sports, and I never even looked at it from that viewpoint, because I was always saturated in it. I guess I just didn't want to be on the sideline, so I didn't want to. You know what I mean? And I was cool with that. He like, hey,
I genuinely can't imagine life without sports, to be honest. Like I can't. Like I mean, there was a period where I was much more like, specifically more so in college, where I wasn't necessarily like I kind of lost touch with keeping up with things, because I used to be able to, lunch table arguments, you can watch 3 episodes of Sports Center and then got all the stats, and now you at the lunch table argue. Like that used to be me and the homies. And then once I got into college, I was still hooping, like play pickup, played a little bit of soccer, but I wasn't play pickup basketball and played a little bit of soccer, but I wasn't really like keeping up with the stats and the who was doing what. My brain kind of got more consumed with like art, fashion brands, designers, artists, creative stuff like that. But I can't imagine like your whole life. It's like, yeah, bro, I've never been to professional football game. I've never been to a pro basketball game. Never been to a pro baseball game. It's like it was so integrated so early. You know what I mean? That I mean, it's probably two things that I haven't done. I probably haven't been to. Only thing I haven't been to is hockey and NASCAR, or something motorsport related. That's
and
probably the only
you
two
don't
things
know
I
it.
haven't
You
been
don't
in.
know what you're missing. NASCAR, one of my top
NASCAR.
5.
I heard it's fine.
I was about to say that, bro.
They get it in.
That.
They get it in.
I was about to say that.
They get
NASCAR
it
was
in.
surprisingly a good time. I went one time to Martinsville Speedway. They had a NASCAR race out there. I was surprised at how much a good of a time I had. I was nervous to go because I was like, man, all these, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all these white people gonna be here. I don't know how they're gonna respond when I walk up in there, look at how I look and stuff like that. Bro, everybody was in that joint chilling, bro.
Love. Community. It was community.
Chilling, bro. I had a great time at that joint, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
hockey too, though. Hockey low key too. You know what I'm saying?
Hockey is
fire too.
So it's crazy because two things. One, I've been getting more into motorsport. One, because obviously F1 popped up on Netflix, so that kind of Drive to Survive and all that got me into F1. And then also there's a young kid, Roger Carruth, who went to Winston-Salem State, who graduated from the motorsport management program, who's actually in the second tier of NASCAR.
He on the pit joint?
No. He's a driver. He's in the second level.
Driver.
Of NASCAR.
I'm thinking somebody else that went to the state that is on a pit crew to play football. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. But yeah, so he's in the second level of NASCAR. So I've been watching his career trajectory. Now, obviously, you know, with Bubba Wallace being, you know what I'm saying, who he is and all of that. It's been piquing my interest a little bit more here and there, just motorsport in general. And then the second thing that I was gonna say is, like, in terms of like hockey, one of the things that I love that I've been seeing lately is like the Carolina Hurricanes will do this content. Well, they'll do like they'll follow somebody, like, and it'll be like their first time going to a hockey game. And it'll be like somebody like a celebrity or comedian or something like that. Like they just did one with Funny Marco recently for the playoffs, where they have them mic'd up and they have the camera watching them the whole time.
And Jack Funny.
Yeah. So that joint, that's been like, okay, we got the Checkers here, you know what I'm saying, play at Bojangles. So I'm like, and they won a couple championships, like they competitive, and so are the Hurricanes. So I'm like, bro, I need to tap in on the hockey, man. You need to tap in to see what's good.
Neither one of them. I'm just going looking for fisticuffs. That's the one thing I like about hockey, bro. They let them get it off with each other. Pause. They let them do their little 2 or 3 minutes. They like, hey, let them finish it. When they done, to the penalty box.
They do.
Or we gonna let you get your shots in. I appreciate that. All that pushing and stuff they be doing in football and basketball, and they breaking up. Sometimes I just be like, hey man, give them that 30 seconds so we can get this game over with.
The thing is, though, those cats really don't want to fight, though. They really don't want to fight.
They really don't. They start to push because they know somebody's gonna break it up.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
That joint be pissing me off. I ain't gonna
Hockey got that rule that they be, as long as you're on your feet, they'll let you keep fighting. But the minute that somebody falls to the ice, that's when they'll start breaking them up or whatever.
Yeah. No, but hockey's legit. So it's like all those, even watching golf and all of that. So there's multiple sports that we may not have been exposed to explicitly that has sparked my interest. Like even the F1 piece, like going to the cigar lounge and stuff like that. The owner locally, he like on Sundays ain't no football until F1 off. So that's how I got into watching F1, because he's like, I'm not turning on no football until I'm done watching F1. And that's the rule. But I'm like, yo, this
he wouldn't see me until football come on. I'll tell you that right now.
So, but that's his rule. But it's like those kind of, but it, again, it sparked it. Like, yo, they really rolling. So you're talking about the different cars and, you know, the various, how much money they put into the cars, the engines and all that kind of stuff. So it's very intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very intriguing. And even the science behind it that goes into it, you know what I mean? All of that. So yeah.
Yeah, nah, once I got a full picture, to your point, that really changed the game. Like once you just see how much money, it's like, yo, so cool. NASCAR teams, they pack up, they drive up and down the highway. You know what I'm saying? They make it happen across the country. But these cats are flying full kits across the world, getting there, building up a small village. Like it's like, bro, the money that flows through that joint is insane.
Bananas.
To see.
Bananas. And like if you go to a city where they're going to be hosting an F1, like the last time I was in Vegas before they did the race there, they were prepping the streets and all of that. And this was probably 6 months in advance. And they were already prepping and all that. Crazy the amount of work that goes into that.
Crazy.
Amazing.
And on the branding side, they really been growing too, because I've seen now they got like F1 virtual cafes. and a couple major cities across the city. So now they got like simulator bars, like F1 simulator bars, where you can go in and like they got the simulator set up for you. You book your time in the same way that you would at like a, you know what I'm saying, a Frankie's or a spare time for a bowling lane or whatever. You book your time, go in, pick your driver, whatever. They put you in a simulator with you and your friends, and then y'all can race. And they got like drinks and food and all that kind of stuff too.
That's
so
wild.
that joint look like it'll be a good time.
We need to go.
I think the closest one might be Atlanta. They got Atlanta, they got DC, they got Philly. I heard a couple major cities
like,
this year.
Is it one in Raleigh or near Raleigh or something? I heard there's some kind of simulator like near Raleigh as well. But I may be misspeaking, but I did hear one in North Carolina somewhere. As far as a simulator, but yeah.
Yeah, the first one I saw was in ATL. But
yeah, we on that, man. Yeah, we on that. I'm trying to get my man. The season just ended. He did 7-on-7. I tried to get him back outside to do something. I was like,
how do you like it?
How do you like? I was gonna say, how you do?
I was So I found out the truth. I finally found out the truth on why he wanted to quit football before. Because remember, I kept telling you he was doing everything in football. He wanted to pick up basketball, and I was being honest, like, hey, I don't even think you should be playing basketball. I think football is where you need to be. But if you want to do basketball,
he got it honest.
You know what I'm saying?
Shut up. He got it honest.
Look, I'm like, hey, bro, I don't think basketball is where you want to be. Like, I done watched you. I think that, football is probably where you know what I'm saying, belong, whatever. And so he wanted to do basketball, so he put down football. But at the time, I was like, well, he's doing something. So I ain't going to, stomp on his dream and all that, put the money into training and all that, wasting my time anyway. But, yeah, he did 7-on-7 because he had took a break from basketball. I let him sit for a few months, like, hey, figure it out. Ask him what he into. I'm like, if you're not into sports, what are you into? So that we can focus on getting you to that. He always on the computer. He always doing, code and all that. So I'm like, if that's what you into, cool, respect. We just gonna find something for you to do that matches, you know what I'm saying, the interest, because you can't just sit in this room or whatever. So I gave him a few months, let him figure it out, all that. He ain't make no moves with the coding. He ain't make no moves with the computer. He ain't do nothing. So I went back to him. I said, all right, so since you haven't figured out what you want to do, I'm going to choose what you're going to do for right now. So we going to get you back outside. You know what I'm saying? We going to do football. Like I said, we can do 7-on-7, let you get back outside or whatever. So he went out there, did the 7-on-7. He was fine because he was like, his issue was he didn't want to tackle. He don't want to tackle. So I found out why he actually wanted to quit football. If he could just play receiver, if he could just play offense, he would play. But the minute he had to play DB and come up and make a tackle, he didn't want to play no more. So he don't want to tackle. So doing 7-on-7 and stuff like that, he was fine with because naturally he not tackling. But he still played DB and he still played receiver. So the thing was, as soon as he got back on the field, coach obviously remembered him from last time. So when he got out there, DB, receiver, all that type of stuff. First game, went out there, looked like he never stopped playing football. He just picked everything that he was doing back up. And so I'm telling his mom, I'm like, this is exactly why he need to just be out here to begin with. He's barely trying, and he's able to keep up with the kids that have been playing for the last 3 years while he hasn't been playing. Granted, he's not the best out there, but the fact that he can even be in the middle and hasn't played in 3 years lets me know that you need to be doing something with this, at least for now. So he was like, I'm cool with it. I like it. He going to high school this year. I asked him if he was going to at least try out for JV or something, like give it a shot or whatever. I said, because once you get to high school, you can pretty much play one side. If that's what you want to do, you try out for offense.
Hey, he better walk up in there like Spike on the Little Giants and be like, hey, Spike don't play no defense. Spike just play offense. Because if I'm the coach, I'm putting him on everything. Punt team, kickoff team, return team.
So I'm telling him, I'm like, at least try it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least try it out, see what you can do. But he was fine with 7-on-7. He was cool with it. The only thing he hated was the uniform. Because, they basically wear like the track uniform, the tights. I mean, they're really football pants with no pads, whatever. He put that uniform on. He was like, hey, these are draws. He was like, I ain't wearing these. He was like, I ain't wearing these. But other than that, he was straight. Yeah. So it caught me by surprise that he enjoyed it or whatever. And he finally told me the real issue because I was wondering why he wanted to quit. Because I'm like, I mean, you're doing everything. It's working for you. Why you want to quit? He didn't want to tackle. So yeah, and then his sister picked up football. Part of the reason why he went out there is because his sister was playing. And so I was like, all right, definitely about to have my daughter playing football and you sitting in this room click-clacking with this, you know what I'm saying, MacBook, everybody about to be outside. So she wanted to play flag, put her out there. Surprisingly did extremely well. I never thought I'd see the day that my daughter be playing football. And so, yeah, I was excited to watch her, be energetic. She played rusher. She was a rusher for the team, whatever like that. So, you know, whatever
And that's
happens.
growing.
But for right
Yeah.
now, she says she wants to continue playing flag. So if anything, maybe my star athlete is my daughter, while my son sit on the sideline and cheer for a
Ain't
sister,
it?
something like
Yo, I'm
that.
telling you,
Hey,
God got a
ain't nothing
sense of
wrong
humor,
with it.
bro.
That's what I'm
Real
saying.
rap. I'm telling you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. And the
But
crazy
like I
thing
said, it's
is,
growing though across the board because I mean, high
yeah.
schools have flag teams now. Colleges have club teams that actually play national level. I mean, it's gonna be an Olympic sport, so I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
you can actually play things that from a traditional sense that we weren't exposed to because it just wasn't elevated to this level. But all of that, particularly with traditional U.S. football, with all of the physical ailments that come of it, man, a lot of kids just ain't into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get
And
it. I get it.
that and 7v7 for North Carolina has officially been sanctioned as a high school sport for
Yeah,
girls. So they had the teams and all that, but they weren't like officially sanctioned where they had like and I think they still even had playoffs and all of that. But now it's like it's an officially like sanctioned sport by the NCHSA.
Yeah.
And so, or NCHSAA AA or whatever, which is really, really dope. You know what I'm saying? For it to Lace's points, like we ain't far from, them being able to, get a college scholarship to play 7-on-7. Like the Winston,
Absolutely.
matter of fact, the girls from Winston, WSSU 7v17 won the championship, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's already some colleges that got some flag teams out there. Or whatever. So yeah, I mean, again, places that I never thought I'd be, things that I never thought I'd see, all that type of stuff. So it's just like, yeah, real interesting to watch both of them. Again, just in all these transitions and stuff like that. So it's because everything else that was sports related, she quit that too. She didn't want to be outside. She didn't want to sweat and all that. So when she asked to play flag, I was like, man, let's hurry up and sign her up before she changed her mind. And she got out there, got the gloves and mouthpiece and everything, and she be doing the thing. So I was like, all right, well, cool. I guess if that's what you want to do, like I guess, I'll be out there cheering or whatever. I even it didn't change my mind so much. I had talked to Sharita recently. It was like, man, I might, if she really want to do this, I might start my own girls flag football team and just coach my daughter. I mean, most of my the team she played on this year, most of her friends were on that team and they all around the same age. So I'm like, well, if y'all want to play, I coach my own kid. I did it for Miles, you know what I'm saying? Might as well try it for my daughter, something like that. So again, places I never thought I'd be.
Legit,
hey, man.
man.
Look at that.
Beautiful. That's how it goes, man.
Beautiful in the journey of
Beautiful
life.
thing. Beautiful
Girl,
thing.
dad.
Beautiful thing.
But now speaking of just like hobbies and all the things and whatnot, have y'all seen any of the news about these the Swatch and AP collab that's got everybody up in a frenzy? All the watch collectors up in a frenzy online.
See, man, the only thing I didn't keep up with the whole story. All I saw is people was going crazy on the internet, clowning, talking about they was getting $300 APs or something like that. And so I ain't really see the whole thing. So I don't even. I'm probably behind on what you're talking about.
Got you. So I'll tee it up. There's a collaboration that is either came out or is about to come out between Swatch, which is like a well-known, just like one of the most popular probably consumer watch brand in the world, and Audemars Piguet, which is like one of the obviously the more premium brands in the world, and they've come together to make a pocket watch.
Okay.
At the time when everybody was getting riled up, it was speculation, and they thought it was gonna be like essentially like a plastic royal oak or some type of streetwear version of a royal oak where you can actually wear it like a wristwatch, which had certain people in various communities upset about like, oh, they're watering down the value of AP, because those watches are tens of thousands if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. People collect them and they're hard to get, and there's forced scarcity and all those types of things that you get with the watch game and collectors and all that kind of stuff. So it's always an interesting conversation. The same thing happens in fashion. The same thing happens in sneakers. I'm just more of interested from like a collector's point of view. I always love I guess to kind of put some other framing around it, when Virgil Abloh did his installation at the High and several museums. He also did it in Chicago and New York as well. Figures of Speech, which was like a retrospective of everything that he's worked on in his career. He basically kind of set up the framework around you have tourists and you have purists. So you have like people who are kind of just passing through a specific interest or space or something like that, and then you have your peers who are kind of like holding on to these like older rules, and I always like that. And when these debates and these things come up, that's the first thing that pops in my mind is this tourist versus purist thing and in this framework, because those are the people that are automatically warn, right? You got people that's like, bro, if it's a $300 AP, I'm down to do whatever just to, you know what I mean? You got people that's camping out 6, 7, 8
just
days.
To be in the mix, right?
Yeah, just to be around. I need 12 of them joints. I'm trying, because you got resellers, you got people who trying to, who actually, you know what I mean, just have been following AP and maybe just never really got the financial status, you know what I mean, or the social status to be able to kind of get one or something like that. And you got all these different categories of people that's just like, you got a brand that's that high of a luxury tier, like everybody's clamoring for it. So it's been an interesting place of dialogue. I think about it more so from that collector's angle, that tourists versus purists, obviously growing up in sneakers, growing up collecting hats, that kind of thing. So I was curious if y'all had any thoughts on the collab, or kind of just the way we place value on things, or if there was anything that y'all collected growing up or that y'all still collect, you know what I'm saying, at this stage in life, and just thinking about hobbies and other things that people have.
Yeah, I definitely like the tourist versus purist concept. I'm definitely go use that in a multitude of ways. But
I need my fee.
Yeah,
give me my founder's fee, Lace. Give me my 10%.
Presentation.
2 cents. 2 cents on the dollar. Right. Yeah, 2 cents on the dollar.
2 cents on the dollar is crazy.
As soon as he start doing one of these, when he start talking to somebody,
tourists versus pure. For sure. But I've been a sneakerhead since high school. So like as far as that game has definitely been watered down from a tourist versus purist lens, particularly when little white kids started wanting certain shoes. That's when the game just changed.
When the bots came and the websites came, that's when the game changed.
That's when it changed.
Yeah. The bots did,
you know what I'm
resale.
saying? So but as far as like, I mean, even the essence of, okay, I know these dropping. I got, I'm either going to wait in line. I got somebody else waiting in line. This is what I'm trying to grab. So one for me to wear, one for me to just keep on ice.
One to rock, one to stop.
I mean? Like when the Travis Scott's first dropped, I got the first pair. I didn't even wear them for 3 years. The first 3 years, I didn't even wear them. They just sat in the closet. So like that kind of thing, particularly like around Yeezy. So certain things or collabs that drop from a sneaker standpoint, but even when it comes to like luxury sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Very big in that particular space. So it's always interesting to see too, when you see cats wearing them, you're like, I know those are not legit. I know they ain't real. Like, I know they're not real.
Not real.
But yeah, it is what it is. So that also waters down the game. But yeah, so those things, definitely the sneaker piece. I used to collect hats, particularly fitteds and stuff all the time, but that's kind of slowed down. But yeah, definitely sneakers for sure. But back in the day as a child, I used to collect wrestlers, like all the wrestlers. That was my thing. Like I gotta get me some wrestling men. That was that's what it was. So me and my brother used to collect wrestlers. And it was always a WCW versus WWF type vibe, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it was. And if you want New World Order, I ain't got nothing to do with you, you know what I'm saying? We NWO over here, you know what I'm talking about?
Facts.
So yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, that was growing up a major part.
Crazy work. I had a lot of the same collectible things as Lace. I've been a sneakerhead since I could afford to buy my own pairs of shoes. And I think just because, for us anyway, I don't know if it's much like that for the kids, because the way I see these kids dressed now, I don't know what they care about. Some of the days I see my son leave and he's, still making friends. I'm like, I would have never been able to make friends dressed like this.
Hey yo, real talk.
And real talk.
And they all look like how he looked when he left. I'm like, what do y'all care about these days? Do y'all care about y'all clothes at all?
I ain't gonna hold you, yo.
Sweats and Crocs.
That's it, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. And I'm gonna let you get back to it though, Mel. But I just gotta plug this in real quick. So last week I was telling y'all the little one had a dance, right? So I pull up to the dance, and these YNs, you would have thought it was somebody's funeral the way that they showed up. Clothes too big, so you can wear this stuff going to school looking crazy, but can't show up in a tailored suit, can't show up in some pants that fit. One little nigga had on one little brother had on some McQueens. Flapping out the back of his feet. I was like, who Uncle McQueen's you got on, bruh? Like those, but go ahead,
trying to get fresh, man. They just trying to get fresh lace.
That's what we talking about, Lace.
They just trying to get fresh lace.
That's it. That ain't fresh. That ain't fresh to me.
No, it ain't
fresh to me.
No, it ain't fresh. It ain't fresh. That actually pisses me off. It pisses me off to see a too big suit on any person. A adult, a child,
yo, that's
a teen.
crazy.
Well, you know what's getting me now is that, you know, I think our generation is probably more so responsible for doing like the whole like suit with sneakers thing. You know what I'm saying? Like millennials are probably the ones who kind of ushered that generation and are pushing the line. But the way that it's been picked up and carried by the next generation, I'm like,
crazy work.
Y'all got to figure out how to make this work the right way. And you can't do it all the time. You can't be every time you wear a suit, I'm gonna toss on some sneakers debate. It's like, yo, like, it's cool to toss on some dress shoes, get you some hard bottoms. You know what I'm saying? Get you some monk straps. Yeah. It's cool. Like,
bruh, be like, man, cut it out, yo.
Any and everything, bro. And I just be like, I don't know what do y'all care about? Because I wouldn't have been able to make friends if I showed up to school the way that they be dressing. Like legit, I would have got laughed out. I would have got Joan the whole day.
The crazy thing is, it's a spectrum, right? Because I think that that's the average kid. But then you also have these kids that are like legit wearing designer to school, probably from what's the name, but they're wearing designer to school. To your point, they're wearing McQueen's to school. They're wearing Prada World Clubs to school. They're wearing Balmain and Mary jeans and like Balenciaga and like
all of that,
all this stuff was like a $2,000 t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, like what? I couldn't. On the flip side of that is like I would never have done that back in the day. I would have never done that back in the day. Like I remember when I first started getting in the street, when I was getting the streetwear, and I was telling cats like, yeah, bro, that t-shirt was like $50. Yeah, you don't know nothing about the hundreds. You don't know nothing about Stussy. Yeah, this $50
They be like, that t-shirt 50. You said 50 it was?
Yeah.
Go ahead and come up off that, bro. Let me get that t-shirt up off you.
Yeah.
Let me get that t-shirt up off you. That look like my size. What size is that t-shirt?
Hey, man.
And too, I think too, Dave, the other thing that gets under my skin is when I see cats at times just disrespecting the luxury of a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how, and I think that's kind of an old school mindset, because like my pops, he has like particularly dress shoes he's had for like 30 years. Yeah. That he's just kept, that he's manicured. They look like brand new out the box. So when I see somebody just take them to the cobbler shop, you know what I mean? Get them polished, get them resold, all of that, that kind of thing. But like when you see somebody in some McQueen's just disrespecting it, or like, why are you doing that? With some product, like it truly does. It truly does, yo. I mean, that's just personal take. Just personal.
To tie
take.
It back to the conversation, though, I mean, it gets to the point of like watering it down. Do you care about it as much if you have access to it at that level, right? Like if you ordered your joints from DH Gate for $30, and once you turn them into beaters, you're gonna order another pair anyway. Versus like, you know what I'm saying? I had to work. I'd never forget, bro. The reason I got my first job was so that I could start buying my own clothes.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to find. I was really trying to find.
Kids nowadays don't have to do that.
Bro, that's the thing. It's so much access. Like there was only 2 or 3 shops in Charlotte where I could get what I was looking for. Everything else had to be ordered online. And also my mom was not willing to pay $40 or $50 for a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? She like, I can go to Old Navy and get you 7 t-shirts for $40. And she didn't understand what I was getting into from a cultural perspective, or buying fitteds. Even back then, I was like, yo, why am I going? Because back then they had the good, you get you a fitted, a little 2 for $20. You know what I'm saying? One hat for $35. Get you 2 for $20.
Easy.
You get $40. You get you 2 fitteds. You know what I'm saying?
Them Jones a 50 piece for what? I bought a fitted the other week. I said 50,
bro.
The 50 piece,
bro,
for the snapback, and you got to adjust that yourself. I got to adjust this myself. That joint 50.
Yo,
yeah, man. So it's like piece. Even she wasn't trying to pay that back then. So it's like, you know what I mean? What Cass is paying now, it's like, to a certain degrry, do you care about it if you didn't have to put in the work to go get it? It's like click clack online. You know what I'm saying? You fit right into the trend. You gonna run it into the ground. It was certain, and especially for us too, because we grew up wearing school uniforms. So our closet was like holy grail. It was like this week when we getting fresh, and everything is ready to rock and roll. Because I've been wearing this uniform all week. So Friday night for the football game, all weekend we went to the mall. We doing whatever. Crazy. I got a fit for you every single day. We could go fit for fit all day. You know what I'm saying?
I just at any age, I don't knock anybody that wants to wear designer or wants to experience luxury or feel like they have it. I don't even want to say it's an issue. I just have never respected the designer wear from people who don't have a designer lifestyle. And I know you don't have a designer lifestyle because I can tell by the way that you wearing them shoes. I can tell by the way that you wearing them clothes. I can tell by the way that you put that t-shirt and the pants together. You don't have a designer lifestyle. And that's the problem that I be having with the designer. If you got a designer lifestyle, wear the designer.
You can wear...
Do what you want to do. Dress it up, bro. If your lifestyle is not designer, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste our time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look ridiculous. It's probably not real. If it is real, you probably went into debt to get it. And that's not even being shady. That's just how the world works now. People will go into debt to get stuff just to be, you know what I'm saying, in the mix and all that. And if you got to do all that to get it, just don't get it, bro. Like, you don't need it. And you're not wearing it right to begin with. So you actually look utterly ridiculous. So now you in debt and look ridiculous. So
look, worse than debt, you might be scamming to get it. You might be putting your freedom on the line.
That too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I just I've never been that way. Even when I was chasing sneakers and chasing J's and stuff like that, it was because I actually had a appreciation and an affinity for sneakers. It wasn't because I was trying to be in the in group by having a certain type of a sneaker or something like that, because there are plenty of sneakers. Even Lace will tell you ones that I'm like, yo, these joints hard. And Lace is like, nigga, them sneakers are the worst abomination.
And I know one off top. I can give you
I know the Weatherman. Go ahead and say it, Lace. I go ahead and say it, Lace.
Them Weatherman foams. He hit me up like, yo, Lace, these joints fire, yo. Where can I get it? Don't leave them at the store. What you mean?
Yo, Lace was tight. So even like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think the other part of it is like, because this whole fashion thing that people think that they doing now, where everyone, you know, considers themselves a fashionista or a fashionista, and just because niggas wear big jeans now, they feel like they, you know, have fashion or have style, and, you know, put on some big jeans and a crop top and some big, you know what I'm saying, some big McQueens or something like that don't fit, and now you got to fit, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So it's just like ridiculous things that I see relative to fashion don't make sense for me. And sometimes I be feeling like, am I just too old for what's going on right now? But then I see 41, 42-year-old man trying to wear big jeans, you know what I'm saying, with the with the crop top. The YNs look like the 40s look like the Y. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? What's going on right now? So I just be feeling like, bruh, if you have a designer lifestyle,
bro.
We in assimilation. If you have it, wear it. But I'm not going, bro. You could tell. I don't know why we're trying to. You could tell who don't need to be wearing it. Like, come on, bro. You not like that.
I mean, granted, we started with baggy is from our era, so I ain't never gonna knock somebody for going back to their roots. But to your point, you can't do the baggy and the crop top.
Bro, baggy and big are two different things. We have baggy jeans.
Now that's what I was gonna say, man. No. And I'm not talking about
jeans, bro.
I'm not talking about big in like 38, 32 size. I'm talking about baggy and body size big.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Sometimes like it just be like my thing, like it just be ill fitting. Like, just come on, like I get it, but so nah, don't.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to get us virtually canceled, so I'm gonna leave it there. But you look
I ain't
ridiculous.
worried about y'all. Talking about not t-shirts ain't t-shirts no more. Not any pieces. I got this piece from I got the, you know, like, come on, bro. Come on, man. I know Shein when I see it. And this ain't nothing wrong with Shein. You can wear Shein. I ain't mad at Shein, fashion over none of that. Get it how you live, bro.
Hey, get it how you live. I ain't knocking it.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
No, see, that's why I have nuance though. Like, I'm not knocking nobody that does their thing in those spaces, right? But my thing is this, particularly when it comes to judgment or opinions from the opposite sex, right? When they say, or I've heard people say like, oh, why are you buying such and such that's that expensive or whatever? And my thing is, men's clothing, if you want nice attire, costs more than a lot of times what women wear. That's just my belief. That's what I've seen. That's what I've experienced, etc.
That's true.
And it's almost like, okay, but you spend $100 for a shirt that says Hugo Boss on it. Well, if that's the brand that I like, that's what I'm going to wear. Well, I could buy 75 outfits off of Fashion Nova. Maybe that's where you went with it. That's just not what I'm with. I can't wear that stuff because if I wash it one time, I'm not gonna be able to wear it again.
One and done.
You know what I'm saying?
One and done.
For me, it's more so like quality pieces that I can have over time. Whereas you're like in a season in which I can wear this for this season and I'm cool with that. To me, it's just a nuance and a difference that I'm just not willing to compromise on.
Quality over quantity is different when you can afford to make those type of decisions.
Facts. And it goes back to what you said, though. It goes back to what you
financially
said.
Make those type of decisions where I'm gonna go quality over quantity, and you know what I'm saying, for the longevity of it, because I know I can sacrifice the extra, articles of clothing, whatever. Most people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? If you one of them people that's complaining about gas prices, McQueen, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, none of that is for you. If you got to complain about the state of the economy in your day to day, if you talk about inflation, designer is not for you. Leave the designer for the people who don't have to worry about inflation, gas prices, and everything else that's going on. That's the person that I'm talking about right now. Not the whole.
Hey, look, Mel said, if you want to rock that designer, you need to suffer in silence. I don't care what the economy is doing.
Be miserable over here.
Suffer in silence. Don't talk about the economy. Move on. Okay? You bought the designer. You should have put it in your gas tank.
I think the bigger piece, too, is like some of the pieces that I enjoy the most. Like for me, it's the silent luxury piece. Like I can see it and I know, like, okay, you know what it is. But when the silent luxury becomes loud luxury, miss me with it. So that's just where I'm at in my personal journey.
Well, they say the psychology of it is just that. It's just that the more prominent luxury brands are more so for working class people. So you have, and there's also different tiers of these luxury brands, exactly. Right? Like
for sure.
Obviously you got Ralph Lauren, but there's also Purple Label. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
you can go get you a polo from the Ralph Lauren outlet, but you got to go to a specific store in New York to be able to get Purple Label. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
is it Ralph?
There's levels to levels to the luxury brands and to brands.
Big
in general
facts. That is a great point.
You can't buy everything online.
Great point.
Some of the pieces only come from built in relationship with specific sales reps at specific stores. And those types of things as well. And a lot of times some people don't even know those things exist or care to know those things exist because they want to just be able to be in the mix. Like I think the majority of people that are probably clamoring for this Swatch AP collab, you know what I mean, would be hard pressed to even be thinking about actually getting an AP or going through the process or changing their life to the point where they would want to get one. But it's just like, again, that brand attachment. Like this is kudos to the brand for diversification, right? Especially I heard something about them losing a lawsuit, not being able to protect their shape because it was too common. You know what I mean? So any watch brand can make that kind of like, that ocular square, circular, blocky, you know what I'm saying, watch face and whatnot. So, if that's the case, flood the market and own your joint from a volume perspective, or find a way to let people know, it is what it is. So, me personally, I'm a G-Shock guy. You know what I mean? I've been rocked the G-Shock almost every day of my life from the time I was 18. And even have gotten into, I got a stainless steel joint that I got a couple years ago that was a gift from my wife. And there's my top tier watcher, my go-to watch is there's a titanium G-Shock that I want. It's like 5 bands. Like, cool. Will I ever get a Rolex one day? Maybe. Would I ever be interested in getting somebody's? Cool. But like right now, I just want to drop 5 bands on that titanium G-Shock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I've been collecting G-Shocks and having G-Shocks since, again, like I said, since I was 18. So we over, almost headed towards 20 years in the game of being around G-Shock. I didn't even know that I saw they started rolling them out, started making, the stainless steel and the metal and the titanium. I was like, okay, like this is something that's maturing with my interest. You know what I'm saying? So I say, it's interesting, man. Like, I wish that people had more authenticity about themselves and weren't just kind of jump on these trades. And I also hate what resale culture has done to a lot of like subcultures in general.
They all go out of business.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, it's stepped on the work. It's watered it down. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, that joint,
that's what it is, man.
I'm not going to say it pisses me off, but the same way you talk about purists and tourists is the same way I think about fashionable and trendy. And most people are just trendy
or stylish,
stylish and trendy. Stylish, fashionable, and trendy. They're all three are different.
Yeah.
And where I just see a lot of people land is in that trendy space. And so they're just, jumping on trends. Everyone wants to be even kill. What's in the mix? I just, I don't want to take a risk. I don't want to wear something that somebody may talk about. And it's not just with clothes. That's just with our lifestyle. Everybody wants to be trendy for the most part. They want to be in the middle. They don't want to be too above to stand out or too below to where they don't fit in. So everyone wants to be in the middle. So they just run, run to things. And so, like, they say you can't tell people how to spend their money or whatever. If you want to spend your money, buy whatever you want, do whatever the hell you want to do, because that's what you're going to do anyway, regardless of what my opinion is or thought process on it. I just think it's different when you have a genuine appreciation for something and you want to invest in a hobby because you put time into work or some type of way to generate that money versus I need to do this because I need to seek
external validation from other people? Or if I don't do this, what is that going to mean for me when I walk outside? Or attaching my life to an article of clothing or a piece of, jewelry or something like that. And I think that's where a lot of people are landing, where they're literally basing their entire validation or their existence when they leave on, what do I have on my body? What are the things that I
Yeah.
can consider flexes? What are the, you know what I'm saying? And if you're doing all of that for the thing, that's what I'm saying. Hey, you don't have a designer lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So maybe when you get there in that time, you know what I'm saying, do the designer. But
Yeah.
for right now, bro, and so it's like this, like you said, this whole self-worth, authenticity type of thing. And I just think that we all have to get to a point where we can find self-worth in who we are and not necessarily in things that we're
What we
wearing,
put
things
on.
we find interesting and what we participate in,
Big
because it's not going to
facts.
do anything
Big
for you. So, you know what I'm
facts.
saying? Like, yeah, you got the big jeans now. You're wearing the big jeans, you're wearing the crop top, you look cool, you got your your 18-inch Cuban from Gold Shop Gold and all that, you know what I'm saying? So you can take your pictures and whatnot. When the trend shifts, or when someone jumps onto something else, then you're gonna be chasing that too. Then what, you know what I'm saying? What is gonna be the line for when you're like, you know what I'm saying, I'm done chasing these, I'm gonna stand on 10 and just be, be me and whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
So that's where I think people just need to get to with everything, not just with clothing or fashion and nothing like that. Like just
That's
self-worth.
lifestyle.
that's the interesting
Yeah,
thing.
that's
I used to
lifestyle.
I used to talk when we used to have these conversations. That's one of the things I used to say too, is that like I feel like this generation of kids, which even we're really probably in like the second or third generation of it, as it relates to sneakers specifically. I felt like I used to describe it like these kids are entering sneaker culture and have access to sneaker culture in the same way that we might have been looking at like trading cards, or in my generation, Pokemon cards. Or you could like, I had a notebook of Pokemon cards, but it wasn't because I actually watched Pokemon consistently or was trying to keep up with it. I just saw it as a hustle. I was like, yo, so-and-so down the street say he'd give me $10 for this joint or that joint or whatever. So I'm trying to get these joints and swapping joints out, just trying to make a little bit of extra bread. I'm not even really super invested in Pokemon as a thing. And I feel like you got kids that have the access to be able to do that, got their parents' credit card and like, yo, I'm gonna get these and I'm gonna flip them and I'm gonna do that. And it's like they entering it from that same lens. And it's just like, it's something that just happened to be a very niche subculture, you know what I'm saying, when we were growing up, and now it's become a little bit more of a mainstream subculture, and they're accessing it from that way. So a lot of these kids, they're gonna turn 18, turn 19, turn 20, gonna go off to college, and you know what I mean, their whole interest is just gonna shift. They're gonna stop, you know what I mean, they're gonna stop having interest in buying these shoes. They have no affinity or no attachment to Jordans or specific Converse, or having honestly no attachment to any brands outside of Jordan and Nike. That's the other thing too, is like a true, in my mind, someone who, I don't even call myself a sneakerhead anymore because of what the connotation of what that word has. I can consider myself more of a sneaker enthusiast, but I have a
I'm more
range
of a
sneakers.
Curator at this point.
I have a range of sneakers. I got Puma, I got Pony, I got Reebok, I got Nike, I got Adidas, I got Jordan. I have everything because I'm really into sneakers for real. I'm really into shoes for real. It don't matter to me if it was like a collab or it's like, if it's a dope sneaker. I got some of my favorite sneakers that I've got walking into Ross.
Random
you know what I'm saying?
spots.
And just like, yo, I thought these were dope. You know what I'm saying? I just picked these up because I thought they was dope. But walking into TJ Maxx, yo, these was cool. I don't care if they was I already know what I'm gonna rock with these to get fresh.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be a collab. It's just I like shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm into whatever I can make look good.
Yeah, for sure.
Then that's it. Yeah.
If I can make it look good,
to your point, man,
whatever I'm into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I know we got to wrap, but I think the name of the game, or the motivation for listeners as we move forward, what is your blueprint and how do you get out of the trend? You know what I mean? That's something that you can reflect on. Be the blueprint, not the trend. So what does that look like for you?
Yeah, y'all better figure that out quick, because you're going to be at work trying to get that 6 figures to get that McQueen, and your girl going to be at home talking to a nigga with tattoos from shoulders to knuckles that wear Fashion Nova jeans. Get your life together. Love yourself.
Get it together, man. Love yourself. Drink water. Stay out the way.
Watch your life coach race.
Drink water and stay out the way.
My goodness, bro.
And this has been the Marriage Podcast. Until next time, nigga. We out.